Hey, welcome back to it. This is probably a continuation off of whatever I was doing last time. So it's been a minute, but as you can see, the motor's in, and I got some stuff put on it. See by the rat's nest that I gotta lay out the wires and everything. I was gonna try to have it run, but been hitting some snags with some AN fittings and stuff like that. But got another key component here. But you guys can't guess what this is. Yeah. Nothing but the best from Summit Racing. Got headers. I wanted to do regular manifolds, but they're more expensive than headers, than the cheapest headers I can get on Summit. So I'm sure they'll probably leak. Oh, these are actually welded. Usually it's different. Usually these are a flange. I think on my Chevy they're a flange. They are. And then it snugs the header up to the actual tube. Up to the head. But these don't, so they're gonna leak. I don't care, they're cheap. And we're gonna slap them on and hopefully shoot some fireballs out of them pretty soon here. So I'm gonna get to putting these on. So cue me working fast.
On a warm summer's eve, train bound.
Alright, continuing on. So I bought an AN line kit for the fuel line from the fuel pump up to the carburetor. I did the same thing on my Chevy. Hold on. This guy. And it came with this 90, so it's a 6 AN fitting. There's your AN size. And then it says 3/8 MPT for that side. Well, it doesn't thread into the GM fuel pump. It looks close, but it's not. It's not the right size. I was getting super confused. I'm like, I got the same kit for my Chevy. Well, this was wrong. This one. I don't even know why I did that. Anyway, so I ordered another one. I'm like, well, maybe it was the wrong size in the package. Ordered another one, 3/8 MPT, which I thought was this size, but this is just one you get from O'Reilly's. It's for, you know, the hose. If you want to just do like a rubber line going up. This one threads in, and it says 3/8. Doesn't say MPT though, it just says 3/8. So I get another one of these, and I got a straight one because I'm like, oh, maybe the straights are different. No, same freaking difference. don't thread it. You can tell I gave her the old college try by the fact that it's a little shiny on the end, because I was going to force it in. Because cross threading is basically mechanics Loctite. So, but then again, it's on a fitting that's going to have fluid running through it, so I didn't want to really leave it like that. So then I'm thinking maybe the fuel pump's wrong. I go to O'Reilly's, get a different fuel pump. Still doesn't fit. Where I was wrong at getting the parts was, I looked up the fuel pump thread size. It is 5/8 by 18. So if you go and order an AN line or AN fitting to go to your fuel pump, it needs to be a 5/8 by 18. Because then you get these guys. That's a 5/8 by 18 thread with a 6 AN. You'll notice the difference. See how the one's way bigger? Here's the one that came from O'Reilly. See, they're pretty much the same. So GM fuel pump on a small block Chevy, big block Chevy is 5/8 by 18. This threads right in. Now I can run a Fandango freaking AN fuel line. So, like I said, I got the same thing on my Chevelle. That kit must have came with the correct fitting, because I don't remember going through this hassle. I remember just getting the kit. Pretty sure, I think that came in an Edelbrock package too. So, anyway, I'm gonna get the AN fuel line put on. It's kind of tight in there, but with some zip ties it'll work. Alright, I'll show you what I'm dealing with here. So there it is. Shoved all in there. Out of the way for the most part. And we got plenty of room around the balancer. This might be an issue. But that should just come off and go that way, so figure it out. Alright, so next we're on to wiring and or continuing the wiring. I think I might bring the core support out and get the front fenders put on. I only have the outers. I gotta order some new inners. The old inner fender balls were fucking trashed, and I wasn't gonna run those, so. But I'll probably leave. I'll just put the outers on and get them mounted. For now, inners aren't that hard to put in. I did that on my Suburban that I had. Yeah, then I can do the heater box and everything. Yeah, that'll be coming over this year or whatever. I'd like to have heat in it by next winter, because I do want to drive this next winter instead of my truck, my personal truck. My GMC needs to get parked in here during the winter time. And this thing can sit outside. So that's the plan. Plan to take this thing ice fishing next season. Well, obviously ice fishing season is over because all that shit's put away. So, yeah, chugging along. I gotta figure out the alternator too, because that's a 2-wire one that needs a external regulator for it. voltage regulator. But I think there's a way you can wire them to make them a one wire. So that's the one that was originally on my Chevelle. Figure that out. Alright, I'm gonna kind of keep plugging at it. Getting about time to end of the month, that thing's gonna be back down on all four and well, off the rollers. Get it fired up and get some maintenance done on it. I think I got a rear main seal that's leaking and transmission leak that developed over the winter, which is freaking awesome. It wasn't even running. Now it's leaking. Anyhow. Alright, I'm gonna start getting back to the wiring and figure that stuff out. Check you later.